A very good morning to you, Nigeria. Oh boy, how I have missed you. Well, not really, sure. This week has been a masterclass in how when nobody in the room checks power or there's nobody there to tell the power of the room, Oga, this is not in the constitution. So let's start at home here in Nigeria. All over the capital, Abuja, and the states, people who are supposed to be governing are singing, Asiwaju, on your mandate we shall stand, on your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. Yeah, like it's a national chorus. It's not the anthem, not the pledge, a political campaign song at this point, an allegiance song, sang in council meetings at official events on the floor of the National Assembly. Someone should gently remind them that public office is not praise and worship. You swore an oath to the country and not to the cap. Why are commissioners, ministers, lawmakers, and even senior aides proving loyalty with hats and hallelujahs? Oh no, sorry, mandates, we shall stand. Where is the coat of arms? Do we have Jagaban Blue as our coat of arms? The message to citizens is simple. The system now rewards proximity, not performance. You saw it again in the Senate. The president nominated Professor Joash Amupitan as INEC chairman. The Senate confirmed him at record speed. No real pushback, no national interrogation about 2027, no loud defense of independence, just, yes, sir. Once upon a time in our beloved country, Nigeria, Nigerians sat in front of televisions and watched as their lawmakers had tough screenings, grilled nominees, some were even rejected. Now it looks like the jobs of the legislature is to stamp whatever comes from the villa. Just last month, October, regarding the certificate forgery scandal involving Uche Naji, the Senate remarked that screening is, quote, not our job, and that the Senate simply confirms. The Senate simply confirms. The implication of this is very simple. It means that the Senate is less of an independent check and more of a rubber stamp in many cases, as we've seen. Separation of powers has started doing group projects. It's now a national Jagaban Blue project. And while lawmakers are busy agreeing to everything, just agreeing to everything, and one of them, Senator Ned Nwoko, found time in his marital scandals to go on national television to say he pities men with one wife because it is like standing on one leg. I have only one. Do I even have a husband? Should I kneel down then? What does that mean? The gall of it. Nigerians are trying to stand on one mill. The formula 001, 100, 011, 010. Just to face, I mean, that's how bad it is. And somehow in that you're reminding Nigerian men to please marry more wives. Can you face the budget? Please? Anyway, this week, Africa's democratic map looked more like a cautionary tale than a celebration of choice. In Cameroon, 92-year-old Paul Biya extended his 4-decade rule after the 12th October 2025 presidential election, officially winning 53.66% of the vote, a result that sparked protests, internet disruptions, and arrest of opposition supporters. Further south, Tanzania's October 29 general election unfolded under curfews, internet shutdowns, and the detention of opposition leaders, raising doubts about whether the contest was ever really open. There are now unverified online claims suggesting that the president may have fled the country amid the unrest, claims for which there is still no confirmed news at this time. But one thing is clear, though, and that is Africa is collapsing. There are no reports yet about from Tanzanian authorities or any credible international sources about the whereabouts of the president of that country. What is verified is grim enough. Dozens of deaths during our protests, restricted communication, and a region where elections continue, but accountability appears increasingly out of service on the continent. And it makes you wonder, where is the AU and all the sub-regional blocs doing about this? Anyway, back home here in Nigeria, there is one question we need to ask, and that is, who does government in Nigeria serve right now? The citizens or the presidency? Because when every song in government is about the president and his mandate, when the legislature rushes to confirm the president's choices, when agencies line up behind the president's agenda without asking what it means for voters, what we have may just not be a republic. What we have is a choir. And I would like to be a member. Nigeria really does not need a choir. Nigeria needs referees. The executive should govern. The legislature should check. INEC should be trusted. And public officials should stop singing mandates and start singing the national anthem. Is it that you people don't know the new anthem? Stop singing the name of your boss. Anyway, welcome to Breakfast Extra. I would say it's good to be back, but it's not. But all the same, I'm back. I'm awake. And I'm ready to say the quiet parts out loud. And I'm not alone. For the very first time, myself and Chiweta is going to be on air together. Hi, darling. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you, Judith. Honestly, you're looking really, really good this morning. And I cannot but relate to what you're talking about as regards the legislative and what they've been doing, especially this week. So during the screening, even for the service chiefs, I could remember seeing a part where the Senate president was literally trying to you know this thing they do in secondary school where people are talking, expo. And people are talking, right? And you just thought, okay, so both of you can have your meeting outside. While the screening was going on for service chiefs, knowing what's happening with Nigeria's security architecture, right? Some senators had time to have side talks, and that was quite disappointing. And the Senate president had to tell him, or tell both of them, you know, if they want to excuse themselves, they can go ahead. It just tells you what happens in the National Assembly. Right. People just literally just come there, say what they want to say. Those who want to ask questions who probably feel like they should go ahead and do it, and then they just say, take a bow. And that's it. When they're also going on national television to tell Nigerian men to marry more wives, and they feel sorry for them. You can't blame that senator, though. You're going through a lot right now. Chiweta. You know, marriage? Chiweta. Chiweta. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Welcome aboard to Breakfast Extra.